And the second reading is from a book entitled Committee of One by Patricia Martin Holt. Pat Holt is a former member of this congregation. Some may remember Pat and her husband Lee. And when Lee died a few years ago, Pat moved to the Atlanta, Georgia area to be closer to her family. And in Atlanta, she wrote this book, which recounts the work of a dear friend of hers named Layla Wada. And Layla is a Palestinian who works in Jordan and offers support and succor to the residents of Palestinian refugee camps in the country of Jordan. And there are hundreds of thousands of Palestinian refugees who are currently living in Jordan. And so Pat writes, Layla had embarked on a new and much-needed project, the creation of sanitation centers to replace 11 huge refuse dumps scattered throughout the sprawling Baka refugee camp. We pulled up to one such site. Now the area was spotless. The grader had prepared the ground for asphalt. The floor and the sides of the center were finished. The sewage canals had been dug and channeled. Mountains of refuse had been replaced by gravel, glistening as brightly as if the women had polished each individual stone. And Layla told the crowd that the lighting would be forthcoming soon, and that she had arranged for the roofing to be delivered the very next day. Mustafa, one of the workers, led everyone in thanking Layla. And as we were leaving, a large crowd gathered around our car. Two women came forward, unfurling a large piece of black velvet like a banner, so that Layla could read the words that had been painstakingly stitched into this fabric with tiny gold sequins. "This is for you," one of the women said. Layla read the message out loud to me. "Thanks to God for sending you to us, Zaki. We would give you our blood." They all stood quietly, gazing at Layla with such fondness and such pride that a lump came to my throat. After the back-breaking labor these women had performed during construction, they had cheerfully toiled countless more hours to create this message, a message that no famous artist could equal. Layla smiled and shook the hands of the oldest woman in the crowd and thanked them all for their kindness and their help. And when we were back on the highway, I asked Layla, "Where are you going to hang this beautiful piece of fabric, this lovely treasure?" She replied, "Will it help my people by hanging it in my living room? Will it help my people for my visitors to read the legend on it? Will this banner impress my family? No. What I am going to do, Pat, is to pluck my own name out of that banner. And then I will take it to the office of a very rich man, and I will tell him that the remaining words are from his people for his generous donations. And then other men will visit his offices. They will read those words and wish that they had such a message. The rich man will be very proud, and when I ask him for donations in the future, he will be even more generous with me. And those who read his message, they will also ask to contribute to this cause." Layla was silent then, giving me time to absorb this lesson. After a while, I reached over and squeezed her hand, contrite. Once more, she had forced me to see things in a new way. It was at that moment that I knew how much I respected and loved her.